Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Limited Diction Podcast. My name is Frankie.
My name's Daniel. We're here to talk about all things nerdy. And this week, we have a sponsor.
No, we don't. Nope.
No.
Sponsored by ourselves.
We might, actually. I don't know. I didn't check my emails today. So, stay tuned for that. We'll be offering t-shirts pretty soon. Working that deal out right now.
Really?
Yeah. It's a local-based company called Bigfoot Tees.
Oh.
Yeah.
Maybe that's who we're sponsored by.
I mean, yeah, technically we were sponsored by, well, we're not sponsored by them. We're an affiliate with Morph Industries. So, and technically this podcast is an affiliate of the Frankly Done Network.
Yeah. That'll be the tag eventually when we have multiple shows.
Yeah. Like, it's a pretty good intro. It's not anymore because I just said that, but, like another podcast group called the SModcast.
Oh, yeah.
We'll eventually have that annoying thing everyone skips through in the beginning where we talk about all the different podcasts.
Oh, the Joe Rogan podcast, I know automatically skip 10 minutes in every time.
Yeah, let's talk about the Marvel podcast unless you want to hear what happened in wrestling that week.
What happened in?
Sorry, I'm looking at this flyer.
Oh, that's entertaining.
Burt Ward did not. Well, either this is a really terrible picture. He did not look good when he played Robin. Like, he doesn't look great now.
He looks great.
He actually does for how old he is.
He knew karate back then.
Anyways, we just gave you 12 different intros. So this is the big week. We've been counting down, what, a month? 2 months for? Tusk.
Counting down. I've been dreading.
Tusk-tanic, if you will.
Tusk-tanic?
Yeah. But before we get to that, not a whole lot of news. Well, there probably was. We're not going to talk about a whole lot of news because we're going to focus on some other stuff. But just quickly, TV shows are starting back up. I'm pretty excited for them. It was kind of weird. I was like, man, a lot of the shows I'm watching right now are ending. Then, everyone else thinks it's weird. Like Zoo and Wayward Pines.
You watch the weirdest shows ever.
The Whispers. Which is funny because most of them are like, I don't even have to worry about them getting canceled because I'm like, well, it was only meant to be 10 episodes. It's cool. The Whispers, I think, is a series.
Those are sometimes the best self-contained stories.
Yeah, I like it. I like that new approach that they seem to be going in.
You mean the British approach? BBC does that junk.
They do. BBC, I don't know if it's actually BBC, but the Brits have a lovely show. It's kind of old, so you have to give it a little bit of grace, but it's called Chef. Doctor Who's a good show too. Don't have the date for that one. But it was called Chef, and it was if you took the talking heads out of The Office and then moved it to a kitchen setting, like a restaurant, that's what Chef was.
Huh. I was trying to get these thumbnails without making noise, and it failed miserably.
It's like a sun chip bag in class.
Crunch. No, I've watched, I don't know, not a whole bunch of BBC shows, but I like the mini series as opposed to a lot of times shows they start out strong, in case of Flint Heroes, and then they're like, now what do we do? Let's ruin it. But that's coming back. That's one of the shows. Yeah.
I don't have the date for that one
either. Good job.
I'm sticking with the big guys from Black Licorice and Red Licorice Camp. Oh wait, we're sponsored by Black Licorice. That was the joke I was gonna make next week.
I have legitimately not eaten Black Licorice for like 6 years.
I legitimately had not read a DC comic until we started this podcast.
Good to know.
That may not be true. But, yeah. So, TV shows. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Do you see the promo
Agent
art?
of S.H.I.E.L.D. Which one?
In the comics?
Oh, in Secret Wars?
It's the Secret Warriors.
Oh, I meant in the Secret Wars comic. That's the only comic I read. So, if that's the one you're talking about, yeah, I just made a comment about that before we started.
Well, yeah, I know, but they didn't hear that. It's called leading into it.
No. We're live 24/7. Didn't you notice the giant speaker I put on you?
Pretty sure that's illegal.
I don't think it is. It's illegal for me to do it to you, but
if I didn't sign a consent, it's illegal.
I'm pretty sure when we started this company, we signed the consent.
Yes, I agreed to being monitored 24/7.
It's true. Anyway, that would be kind of creepy. If I ever bought a GoPro, I would get the chest harness, and I would wear it all the time. I mean, obviously, I'd turn it off at some point.
You gotta charge it.
Yeah, exactly.
cops do that. Sometimes it works out for them. Sometimes it doesn't.
It's true. We won't. We'll save that for different podcast, probably by a different person.
Our hot topic podcast.
Maybe in the same company. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. It'd be fun for like the line of work I'm in. People will be like, "Well, you did this." I'm like, "No, I didn't." Here's the proof.
Here's the proof. You just need Google Glasses. Remember when they tried to do Google Glass?
Yeah, aren't they like? Didn't they like take it back?
Yeah.
And then they're working on it again.
They're like, yeah, these are kind of lame.
I decided I would like Google Glass if it wasn't very obvious you were wearing them.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, yes, I did see the Secret Warriors. I like the Shield.
The show?
The show.
It's not that I dislike it. Definitely like it better than Gotham. But that show, I feel like it treads water a lot until...
Yeah.
It's going to tread water for a while.
We've talked about that a few times where it's kind of like, well, we don't have another movie till next spring, so let's give them 8 episodes of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and then some Agent Carter, and then we'll spend 8 episodes of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. to build up our movie. And we'll do 2 tie-ins.
I heard, I don't know how, the big Disney D23 or X20, whatever it's called, happened over the weekend. I probably should know the exact name.
D23. X23 is a mutant.
That's right.
Well, it's a clone. Wolverine's daughter.
So someone at first said they leaked the trailer, and I watched it. And after watching it, it had new...
Trailer for what?
For Civil War.
Yes.
So they played the trailer, kind of a clip of it. Now, a lot of the footage that this guy had, because clearly it was faked, was rehashed. Some of it seemed new, but not anybody, but nowadays technology can splice things. The audio seemed legit. Like maybe he recorded it in his pocket and got the audio.
Yeah, I saw something that was like, watch the latest footage from the giant list of movies, but by the time I got around to see it, it was all pulled, so it might have got out there.
But my point was, in that audio, they finally acknowledged S.H.I.E.L.D. the show, because Captain America's talking to Maria Hill. It's like, Nick Fury's missing, Coulson's the leader of S.H.I.E.L.D., and he said something along the lines, what do you do? Speaking of Maria Hill, she's like, I'm just trying to plan a funeral.
Oh, you know whose funeral that is? Agent Carter.
Also coming back, but
I don't have that date.
No. Yeah.
But wasn't she great in Ant-Man?
She was in Ant-Man for a minute. She was good. I like that actress, Haley Atwell.
Yeah, she plays a nice old lady.
Oh, yeah, she does. I don't know where I'm going with that
Anyways, Arrow coming back October 7th.
Yeah.
I'm a little mad about the CW. So, as our loyal listeners know, I've been watching it as they replay it each week for you guys, getting ready for it. I actually do enjoy it. It's not a bad show. It's not a bad show.
It's not a bad show about a meatball.
That's a new tagline. Nailed it. That's it, guys. See you next week.
It's not a bad show.
That's right along the lines that you're gonna listen anyway. So
you can't now.
I know. So they're planning, to get up to episode 10. Oliver presumably dies, and then we know he doesn't, but they still don't know.
That's where it left you.
And then, so it's there. I guess it was actually, it was 10. So they all still think he's dead. He's not, but he's not like recovered yet. And then they skip ahead 5 episodes.
Oh no, that's really.
I didn't watch it because I've been trying to find it, but I'm not really good at the whole MAGA upload and whatnot. So they skip ahead to that. It's the Atom focused episode, and then it's not being played again. But then they're skipping ahead again. So when Diggle and his not wife get married, that episode.
His ex-wife now wife again. That'd be weird. Hey,
Yeah.
Remember that time we weren't married?
It is weird.
It is weird. Speaking of that, aren't you married?
Aren't you not?
Anyways,
so but yeah, so I don't know what they're doing. Flash, luckily, they're still playing in order, at least through next week. Who knows what they'll do after that? But that comes back October 6th.
I'm stoked for Flash. Not that I hate Arrow. Maybe last season was my least favorite, but it's not that I hated it. But Flash, I'm really stoked for.
Yeah.
That's a good show.
Yeah, I've enjoyed it so far.
Every time I watch an episode, I'm like, why isn't this guy gonna be in the movies?
I'm on. I know, right?
Every time.
I'm on. So I just finished 13, which is where Robbie Rodriguez and the professor guy are in the same body.
We got some Firestorm action coming.
And I believe, so it ends with they try to put the thing on him that will separate the two or whatever.
Yeah.
He sets off a nuclear explosion, and the army's
good.
like, let's go.
Let's go.
Firestorm or something.
Good name, Firestorm.
It is time.
Every time they want to pay homage to like comic books, say it like a goofy name that if you said out loud and it would make sense, or was like code name, Batman, code name, Firestorm.
Yeah, so this next episode's going to be Firestorm heavy. I'm pumped for it because I found an article like 4 weeks ago about how they were trying to get Firestorm his own show, and it was like, if you haven't seen this episode yet, don't read. So I'm pumped to read it. It seemed like a good article.
Had words in it.
But yeah, so that's October 6th. Daredevil we don't have till 2016.
I did hear that they teased a newer costume.
They did. It doesn't. I mean, I don't remember the last episode costume too well, but it didn't seem. It seemed more like red and black than maroon or whatever it was.
Yeah.
People seem to like it though. It was neat. Yeah, it was like a picture of it in a crate.
Yeah. I wasn't in love with the costume, but you really only saw it for a second anyways.
It's just the first date.
Yeah. I figured that wasn't, they updated and make it more comic-like.
Yeah, they were probably just like, let's make this, and then if people hate this, we don't have too much invested in it.
Yeah.
Boy, were they wrong. I did see some cool pictures of, what is this?
The Punisher?
Yeah.
Whatever his name.
Yeah, he's like all cut up and stuff.
Yeah, his haircut's a little goofy, but
the guy's a little goofy.
It's
probably in his contract. He's like, I cut my own hair.
But
I did it on The Walking Dead.
Yes, he did.
Yes,
he did.
Yeah, I should put these in order when they came back, but I'm not like that. Gotham, September 21st. I like it. The thing I like about Gotham is it's not a period piece, but it's like...
I think it is a period piece where I feel like the show takes place in 2003. If you ever look at their phones, they're like flip phones. They don't have touch.
Well, see, that's where I was actually the costume designer either won an Emmy or at least got nominated for one. So she got interviewed, and she was like, "It's cool working on a show that's not a period piece, but I think she referred to it as a core piece." And even who's the main guy? Name's Gordon. Yeah. He, when the show first ended, season 1, he was kind of talking about how like they're trying to keep it very ambiguous of what time period it actually is.
Yeah.
Which probably, I'm sure, has future plans with Batman.
Come to think of it, you don't really see a computer because now a computer will really age where you're at. If you see the big, RCR or whatever, the big giant screens.
Yeah, they were like, there's some things that tell you it's taking place like modern times, and other things make you think it's in the 60s or 50s or 40s.
They have cell phones. That's a point at certain points, but they're not newer phones.
Yeah. I mean, best guess probably would be, 90s, which would put Batman our age.
Yeah.
Which makes sense.
Batman can't be older than us.
That would be, what if that show, like, so they do the second season, which is apparently, they said, buckle in, you're in for a kick-a ride.
Okay.
So I'm like, I didn't know you could say that on TV.
You can. You can say a lot of things now.
So what if, like, season 2 just is terrible again? Yeah, well, presumed, accepted as terrible. I doubt it'll be Fantastic Four, though. I'll finish my thought and jump back to that. So they, like, season 3 jump ahead, and it's like 2015, and it's Batman.
It's just Batman.
They just skip everything, go straight into Batman. But I saw Man from U.N.C.L.E. Yesterday.
How was it?
I would see a sequel. I didn't know it was based on a TV show, which that impressed me alone, because I was like, man, to get a movie based on a TV show that I don't even know about, that's impressive. I mean, it was like early 60s.
Yeah, I never saw an episode, but I was aware that it was a show.
Yeah.
Internet told me.
It's true. I didn't know until the movie started and it was like based on the show. Man,
Yeah. All I know from that is you had this British guy playing an American guy playing a Russian.
Sounds alright.
Yep.
But no, I'd see a sequel. But that's why I was at the comic shop afterwards, and
Guy Ritchie movie. Yeah, it's who directed, I think.
To Mike about Fantastic Four, which he was like, I didn't even bother to see it. I was like, it wasn't terrible. Like while I was watching it, I was like, I'm gonna buy this movie.
You need to collect them all.
I was, my thought process on it is they shot 6 movies and gave it to some poor guy and was like, this needs to be 2 hours. You have a day.
And you're gonna take out all the cool stuff.
He was like, okay, 6 divided by 120, so I can get 40 minutes out of each, 20 minutes out of each movie. That's okay, so I'll do first 20, next. Man, that's actually what happened. It would make a lot more sense.
Fox is still standing by it, but you got to, if you're Fox, you got to stand by it till it's out of theaters.
Stand by your man.
They're like, we plan on going forward promoting, but 6 months or after the Blu-ray release, like, yeah, we're not making a sequel.
I wonder if people think it was worse than Pixels. I never saw Pixels.
I didn't either.
I had no interest in seeing it. I'll have to check in with Ben at the reel.
I think they probably were more angry because there's more hype on this movie, more expectations. Superhero movie.
That's true. I think Pixels, from get-go, people were like, yeah.
Pixels was confusing because who's the audience? These video games, kids don't have a reference of, and then
we were the audience.
Yeah, but we're not going to go see that movie unless it's rated R and has something cool in it.
Which is not Adam Sandler.
Adam Sandler used to be like so awesome.
I know, right? I think it was right around the 50 First Dates that I was kind of like over him.
Yeah.
That is a decent movie. Now I think about which one I'm talking about.
See, like, did you ever watch Funny People?
Yes.
That epitomized, like, he was all right in that. He kind of was very meta. He was talking about an actor that started strong in the beginning, then was just doing junk movies for money. I'm like, oh, cool, Adam Sandler.
Yeah, he played himself.
Okay, I got it. So, like, that would have been perfect if he ended there and just never made junk movies. But he just immediately went back to making junk movies.
It's true. I forgot what movie I was looking for. I don't think Ben even reviewed Pixels.
I'm not wasting my time with this. I wanted to. If it was on Netflix, I would watch it just because I wanted to see some of the.
Oh yeah, I would see it for free. Mm-hmm. Which I mean, that's Man from U.N.C.L.E. was a nice surprise because that's the only reason I saw it. It was essentially free. Yeah, I'd buy it. I plan on buying it, which is a very short list. Actually, this is a great time to be alive if you like movies.
What's that?
I mean, well, we've already had some great ones, just off the top of my head, Avengers, Ant-Man, Fantastic Four,
Mad Max coming out soon.
The Gift, Mad Max, Terminator for me was good. So I didn't have any background to it. What else we got here? I haven't seen Minions yet, but Softball, Inside Out, Jurassic World, Mr. Holmes.
It was a good year.
And then, I mean, we still have
Sinister
2, and American Ultra looks kind of funny, even though I'm not a big fan of either of them.
We have the Quentin Tarantino movie, The Ungrateful Eight, something. Hateful Eight. It had number 8. Yeah, Hateful Eight.
I don't know what that is.
It's a Quentin Tarantino movie. Enough said. It's another Western, like Django. And then we have the biggest movie of all time, which will break every. That's my prediction. I'll make it now. We'll break all the records. It'll break them.
What are you talking about?
Star Wars.
Oh, yeah. Well, Straight Out Compton's out right now, which is up on the Real Movies blog, blogspot.com. Gave it a pretty good review. I haven't seen it yet. Yeah, We Are Friends next week. Sinister 2 this week.
Not.
That's the movie title. Zac Efron plays a DJ. Actually looks pretty good.
This is the jumping the shark for DJs, I call it. This movie.
Oh, yeah. Which is a good thing. What else we got? The Visit. Really pumped for. Perfect Guy looks pretty good. Goodnight Mommy is supposed to be one of the most terrifying movies of all time.
Is that the
critics? That's it's an Australian film. And
man, Australians are killing with horror. Did you see The Babadook?
Not yet.
You should watch it. It's
I haven't
free
had
on
a
Netflix.
chance.
It's so good.
Yeah, my wife doesn't like that kind of stuff. I haven't had a chance to really watch it without her.
I bought that movie.
Oh yeah, like without even. I saw like a 30-second trailer. I was like, "Yep."
Yeah, it's good.
Buying that.
And It Follows came out this year. That was also good. Did you watch that?
Not yet.
Man,
I didn't. It Follows went under my radar completely until I Ben bought it. And it's like, oh,
this is turning into a horror podcast, but yeah, It Follows. I love that movie. The soundtrack was awesome. It's like just like video game synth stuff in a horror movie, and it works. It's really scary.
The Gallows.
Didn't see. I wanted to see it, but
Charlie. I love The Gallows. I mean, that was a great movie. Which is possible because the place I work, the ghost, they call it Charlie. So it was like, oh, Charlie, he's my best friend.
See, I'm fortunate. My girlfriend likes scary movies, but I'm also unfortunate because I work all the time.
My girlfriend likes scary movies too. It's just my wife.
Oh no.
I kid. No, Goodnight Mommy is it's the twin boys, and their mom has some kind of surgery, and she's got like a weird face mask after it. And then they find out she was a twin also. So I think the twist is that like the other twin came and stuff. I don't know. It looks really creepy. The Witches isn't out till next year.
The Witches?
It's like a Puritan period, but this family like gets either exiled or just leaves on their own. But then a bunch of witches start doing stuff to them. Gotcha. It's supposed to be really creepy too.
The horror movie I'm looking for is that M. Night Shyamalan one.
Yeah, that's The Visit.
Okay.
Pumped for that.
See, I don't know these names. I just
Maze Runner, Everest.
You say Maze Runner.
Green Inferno is supposed to be terrifying. The Intern.
Oh, the Green Inferno.
Really
when's that coming out? My girlfriend's been wanting to see that.
That is September 25th, 2015. Same weekend as The Intern, Robert. Old guy. Meet the Parents.
Oh, Robert
De Niro? I'm not
De Niro?
Yeah, Robert De Niro, the name right in front of me. I don't know why I'm not looking at it. The Walk, Joseph Gordon-Levitt. The Martian I'm not quite sure about, but it's supposed to be good. Oh, it's Matt Damon. Pan.
Yeah, you'll start hitting Oscar season stuff.
Goosebumps.
That was good.
Spectre, the new James Bond.
That
Peanuts. Good Dinosaur, Victor Frankenstein. In the Heart of the Sea, Star Wars, like you said. What's topping us off? What's the last weekend? Underdogs. I'm not too excited about that, but Before I Wake, that's probably gonna be good. But man, yeah, great year for movies, gotta say.
I just gotta make it till Star Wars.
Whew, yeah, that was a long list of movies. Yeah, that would be cool. I mean, we have so much free time. We could probably do a horror podcast. Maybe it'd be one of those things where just when a movie comes out, we do a special one.
I get the horror block every month.
Every month you're like, I don't know why I'm so good.
It'll give me one cool item like, oh, I'm glad I got this.
Yeah.
I tried to cancel them because I was short on money, but I missed the cancel day by one day. So I'm like, oh, I guess I'm good now. I'll remember next month to cancel, but guess what? I probably won't.
Yeah. It would be cool. See, I would think about doing something like Ben does, which is why we brought Ben in, because I've got great taste and horrible taste in movies. Because like, I don't know. I love movies so much that I'm like, even Fantastic Four, as terrible as it was, I'd probably be like, it was like a C.
It was better than Silence.
It was better than my real life. Yuck.
Yuck.
Alright, so Supergirl back to point, October 26th. New pictures came out of her.
It's the day before my birthday.
Hanging out. It is nice. And then, of course, Walking Dead, October 11th. And its little brother or sister. See it turn the story. Fear the Walking Dead is next Sunday. Any thoughts on it? Just quick.
I think it looks very interesting. I'm excited for it. I will watch it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to. It seems like it's gonna be a much more violent show, week in, week out, by the trailers.
Yeah, because the zombies or the walkers will be more aggressive. I wonder if they'll call them walkers. They probably won't. They'll call them something different.
I don't think they've ever called them walkers in the show.
Yeah, they have.
Have they?
Yeah. Isn't that what they call them? In the
I'm thinking
the comics they call them roamers.
Yeah. And the show is just that one weird group at the farm that call them roamers. Yeah, those are the majority of the upcoming shows. I'm pumped for them.
Doctor Who. There's a lot of shows. Probably missed.
Yeah, Doctor Who's coming back.
I was gonna whistle.
Yeah. I don't know the date for Doctor Who because I'm not sure if I'll be able to watch it this season. Real quick shout out to the Cincinnati Comic Expo. Saturday.
Oh, it's Saturday?
I was reading Saturday.
It's more than one day.
Man, we just need to. We're only a half hour in. Let's just start over. September 18th through the 20th, downtown Cincinnati, Duke Energy Convention Center. Got some good people coming. You know, on the media guest side, since this is the media con for our area. Got Adam West and Burr Ward, of course, one of the top guys. Robin Lloyd Taylor, which hopefully will become a friend of the show. What else we got here? He jumps out to me. Red Ranger, Blue Ranger.
They don't have names.
Nope. The little girls from Frozen. Torchwood, Doctor Who, Eve Miles. The Hobbit guy. Graham McTavish. Bunch of Back to the Future people are coming. Comic side, big names here. Darwin Cook of Justice League fame. Neil Adams of Everything fame. Being a jerk fame.
Charging $1 million for anything fame.
Waste money. Lee Weeks. Neil Adams is your person.
No, he's a great artist, but no, he's earned it. I mean, his lineage of comics, and he also did a lot for the industry to make sure.
Yeah, and I mean, I fully support. I agree with him. We're like, why can an actor charge $60 for an autograph, but I don't expect to get it for free from you? Makes complete sense.
More power to him. Doesn't mean I'm going to give him money.
Yeah. Lee Weeks, Captain America, Incredible Hulk. Better Captain America, my man, Alan Bellman.
Hey, maybe this year I'll pull books, like since I'm going to be hanging with you anyways, we got to wait in line for you to do all that stuff. I'll pull books that can actually get signed.
That's where, like, this year, I haven't done anything for it.
Last year you were prepped, you had itinerary, you had everything printed.
That's usually my go-to. Like, I haven't even bought a ticket for the other one that I'm about to talk to.
I haven't either, but I never do. I've never. Let's go there.
I don't know. I'm still on the fence with that one. It's a scheduling issue for me. Dave Marquette. Met him a few times. He's a really nice guy. Darryl Banks is a great guy. He works on Green Lantern. And, of course, other guys will be there. Man, I hope Alan Bellman remembers me.
He won't. Dude, he sees 1 million people.
Well, yeah, but, like, it was literally... So I met him down in Lexington, I believe. And our local comic shop was down there. I was hanging out with them, I was like, oh yeah, I'm just going to try and get a sketch from Alan Bellman. I don't know why I keep saying Bellman. And like, old man, fill in the name, was like, oh, he never sketches for anybody, he'll sell you a sketch, but he won't do it live for you, blah, blah, blah. Even Mike was like, I've never seen it done. And I just walked over to the guy, I was like, hey, I was wondering if you wouldn't mind sketching in my book. That'd be great. I'd love to have you in it. And he was like, how's $60 sound? I was like, sounds great, man. And he did it.
Man,
it's one of my favorite ones in there.
You know what we need? We need a cute little 8-year-old to go with us and hold your book. Like, hey, Seth, will you want?
I know, right?
Like in British.
I mean, they do like. That's weird.
Say, Seth.
They do like really crappy drawings for them, but they will do them for free. It's awesome.
Well, you've already established some good artwork. They'll flip through it like, oh, whoa, I can't phone this one in. This kid's got a really awesome.
I don't know. What is this? Is he coming? I think he's going to the first one. I don't even remember his name. That's how pissed I am at him. Like, yeah, we've talked about it a little bit. I've got this pretty awesome book with these really awesome sketches. And Jason Latour, I believe, he worked on the second volume of Wolverine the X-Men. Give it to him, And my usual thing is like, I'm like, hey, I'm trying to keep this all Marvel, but, draw who you want, who you'd have fun with. I want it to be cool, He drew this little piece of crap. It's about slightly bigger than a quarter, maybe like a silver dollar. I'm pretty sure it's a Banff, but I, in all honesty, have absolutely no idea what it is.
Yeah, I've heard stuff about this.
Pisses me off so much, yeah. I'm thinking for that page, I'm just going to, some of them will do like really small sketches for free, which this one was free, so I guess I can't complain that much, but Marvel was paying him to be there.
Yeah.
So it was at C2E2. So I'm thinking about the ones that'll do the small little free sketches, just kind of filling the page around it, because it is. It's like an 8x10 book with like.
You could, yeah. Just put the free
2x2.
Just put free.
Yeah. piece of junk.
Piece of junk.
I've talked to the guy a few times afterwards. He's a little bit because yeah, when he was at Cincinnati last year, I was like, hey, can you tell me who this is? And he's like,
you drew it. What is this?
Yeah, that was. Then we started talking about Nature Girl, which was a pretty cool conversation. He redeemed himself a little bit, but beyond the point, because the weekend before this one, which would be September 12th through, well, it's not, it's only on Saturday and Sunday, I believe, so yeah, it would be the 12th and the 13th, is Cincinnati Comic Con,
yeah,
which is more artist heavy. People offhand, Tony Moore will be there, because
he's always there.
His con. Well, I think he sold it this year.
Oh.
Scotty Young's supposed to be there. They don't do any media people, so yeah, it is all artists. Jeremy Hunt, I believe, is coming back. Brian Level, if I'm not mistaken, is going to be there. He's the guy who hates you. Just kind of weird because it's like it's cool that he's there. I'm happy for the guy, but it's like I can see you every week at the shop. So
I hate
Tony Millionaire is coming back. Had a good conversation with him last year, and then got mad that I brought my own picture instead of buying one from him. He was like, "Where'd you get this?" I was like, "Oh, well, I printed it myself." So he signed it to Daniel, the printer. Tony Millionaire. Thanks, buddy. I might try and get a book before then. He did Drinky Crow.
Oh,
stuff. That's his like big work.
I'm aware of that.
What else off the top of my head? I don't know. Katie Cook does a lot of the animal variants for Marvel, plus the My Little Pony, and she a regular show.
I don't think she is. Could be. My brother got a regular show.
I know, yeah. The regular show girl goes to one of them.
Yeah, she went to the first since the Comic Con. Gosh, it's so confusing. We have two.
Katie Cook she'll do little. They're about the size of your average trading card, but they're watercolors of your pet. So you show her a picture and she'll do them. I'm pretty sure they're free.
What?
Yeah. I should have done a turtle last year, but I didn't think I didn't have a dog.
My dog.
So I talked to her. I was like, "What animal would Colossus be? He's my favorite." And she was like, "I want to say hippo, but I made Moon Knight a hippo already." And she was like, "Oh my gosh, I should have made Moon Knight a cow. I'm an idiot." I was like, "Sorry, didn't mean to just ruin your whole creative process."
She's probably thought about that many times since then.
I'm sure. I just realized my Bob Burgers comic has Inception going on.
What? Bob's Burgers? I
wonder how far deep they went.
Microscopic. They blew that thing up. Kept going.
It's got at least 4. Anyways, yeah, so hopefully plan is to get some interviews there for you guys.
Yeah.
If nothing else, we'll type some out. But
at the very least, I'll buy stuff for myself that won't benefit anyone but me.
At the very least, I'll get a bunch of books signed and then I'll put them back in their boxes, and then 5 years from now, I'll be like, whose signature that is? It's probably someone important. No, I keep all the itineraries so that I can backtrack them.
Gotcha.
It would be cool if I need to check it. I'm behind so far. Any other news on your end? I mean, well, Star Wars World. Pictures.
Yeah, the Kasdan, the artist who did the special edition re-releases and then all the prequels, he did a limited edition D23 print. The official one's still coming, but he has seen the movie, or half of it, and read the script, and he has said that this is going to be the best Star Wars yet. I don't know if he said that all the time, but and then some news for that. They kind of just they didn't show any trailers for Star Wars, but they talked about some plot details. A Luke Skywalker picture was not released, but it got leaked. Did you see that? No.
I'm shaking my head now.
Yeah, no. He looks very Obi-Wan-like. Stoked for that.
That's cool.
Kylo Ren, the big bad guy, apparently he comes from Order of Knights, Knights of Ren, so Ren is his surname. And he's a big Darth Vader fanboy. Is right. I'm stoked for that. Today, they leaked some images of the toys.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. The 6-inch ones that I collect. Finn, Rey, Kylo Ren, BB-8, and a Chewbacca for some reason. Even though they've already done Chewbacca.
That's alright, you need more. Maybe it wasn't Chewbacca.
Yeah. And then I think the biggest announcement, other than they did show Rogue One Pictures, the Star Wars standalone, is that Disney will have a Star Wars land, or a section of the park, or a new park itself, both Disneyland and Disney World. So it's a dream come true.
Yeah.
They won't break ground till 2017 though.
Yeah, I mean, which gives us plenty of time to save up for it.
Yeah, because Disney is expensive. I'm fortunate.
Like the tram goes all around it, so.
I'm fortunate that I've been to Disneyland and Disney World, so I've been to both.
I'm not. I'm just a Florida guy.
Well, I'm a West Coast kid, so I was born there. It made more sense to go to Disneyland when I was growing up than Disney World, but I have been to both.
I'm gonna do my best to. Which first I'm mad that it's called Lucas World. At least this is a picture for Lucas World San Francisco, so that would be the Disneyland version. But I assume they'd be pretty similar.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do my best to pronounce the different areas.
Okay.
Because I'm not big on the Star Wars terminology.
I will correct you if I can.
I know. Geonosis.
Geonosis, yeah.
Hoth.
No, it's Hoth, not Hoth.
Bespin.
Bespin.
Featuring the cloud cars.
Oh my gosh, stoked.
Indoor. Dagobah.
Dagobah, yeah.
Featuring Yoda's hut. That's the only thing there.
We can't fit in, probably.
I hope it's like an animatronic Yoda. Kashyyyk. Man, that's easy. That's one I'm familiar with.
The Wookiees.
Wookiee Swing, Chewy Chocolate, and Intergalactic Monorail.
Okay.
That's probably a station for the monorail. Camino.
What?
Camino.
The water.
Camino. Yes, watery. See, my water world is Naboo, which is the next one, featuring Jar Jar's log flume.
Oh no! Wow, this is a whole park. It sounds like, not just a add-on.
Yeah, I mean, it looks fairly large. Hyperspace, which is where your Millennium Falcon is going to be hanging out. That looks like it's just going to have statues of the different ships and stuff. You could probably get on them.
Cool.
Mufasa. Mustafa.
Oh.
Mustafa.
That's Mustafar.
Mustafa. Journey to the Darkness, Runaway Roller Coaster. Utapu. Utapau.
Oh. I don't exactly know Utapau. I don't remember seeing that in a movie.
Vivacious Drop and Utapa Chicken Drumsticks. Just those features there.
Oh, okay.
It's like a tannish area.
I have to see it.
The other one was the Death Star, I believe. That's the last one.
Utapau. That's when he's fighting Grievous. I don't know the exact how to say that.
It's Grievous. Is that from the
General Grievous? Just watch all 3 movies before this new one comes out, please.
I'll try. Oh, and Coruscant, which is
the Galactic
Council.
And then, of center course, of the galaxy.
Tatooine.
Man, you don't know Star Wars.
Tatooine.
You know how many times I've seen these movies?
Which is featuring a Sarlacc pit.
Oh, that's cool.
That is pretty cool.
I always dreamed of jumping in a Sarlacc pit as a kid, but that would kill me. I don't know why I wanted to so badly.
Who won it? I wonder if I can find
the producer.
Just being brave.
Yeah.
He's doing like 3 steps at a time and stopping to see if we notice. Lucas World, Orlando. It's a terrible podcast so far.
Disney World has trash. They have a whole bunch of tunnels underneath because the one problem with Disneyland is they get so much garbage and they have to track it off. But Disney World built a whole system. Disney World's a lot more expensive because there's like multiple parks and it takes you a whole week. Disneyland you can do in a day or two. If you did it in a whole day, if there was nobody there, which would be impossible.
I know my friend Menace from the Woody Show out in San Francisco, and he's also on a couple other podcasts. I don't know why I said my friend. We're on Instagram. We follow each other. That counts.
No, it doesn't.
He goes to Disneyland like every day. I'm like, man.
How? Isn't it like $150 for a ticket?
He's got a pass.
Okay.
Well, he's like actually famous, not less famous.
Oh,
so
not less famous.
He gets into like our iHeartRadio for free. Like Taco Bell invites him over to their headquarters to try new stuff.
Yeah,
Kinda,
got any ideas? So that's cool.
That's the news.
I like Disneyland. I will go there. Instead of just one Star Wars ride, now you have a whole park.
We're trying to get back down there. She wants to go to Harry Potter World.
Oh, that's Universal. I want to go to that too. Diagon Alley.
This is probably gonna line up right along with their Nintendo World, or video game world, whatever it is.
Did they announce that?
Yeah.
Who's doing that? Universal.
Universal's. Yeah, it's gonna be a separate area.
See, Universal though, they have Marvel Superhero Land. That was before the buyout, so it's a little confusing.
Yeah, I'm sure. Maybe that's what they're getting rid of to put this Nintendo place in. Yeah, well, no, I think that's part of it. Is like they've had this land purchased for years.
Yeah, they're holding the rights. The last time I went to Disney World, Episode 3 was about to come out because I was all stoked for the toys in the gift part, like the gift shop after the Star Wars ride, and I wanted to buy them, but they were 3 times as much as like Walmart's price.
Oh yeah, it's Disney for you.
I've been buying toys for a while. It's been a long time. Never stopped.
Last time I went to Disney World, on the way down, a former friend of both of ours pointed out every Walmart for me to stop at to find Marvel Universe toys. And I was like, if you want to stop, we can. It's fine, because I'm more of a like stop halfway at a Walmart just to walk around, check some stuff out. If you're getting tired, stop at a Walmart. But my plan wasn't stop at every one.
But you did.
And then he spent the whole week complaining that we stopped at every one on the way down.
What kind of person this guy was.
And then the last morning, we were at Target. He was getting something for the ride. I don't really know. I was like, I'm just going to go back and check it. And I found like 3 whole waves just back there. It was the worst time of my life. I'm glad we did because I got some really hard to find ones. I like Toys R Us at times for God and stuff like that. But it was a good time. It was a blast. And we get down there and we're in Disney World. He's like, I don't really like riding rides. Why'd you come, man? What was your plan? I think he thought we'd be on the ocean, to be honest.
Oh.
I don't think he likes the ocean either, though. So. I don't know. It was an interesting trip. He was a good guy at the time. That's all I'll say about that. He's probably sponsored by Audible, too. Alright, so the long-awaited Tusk.
Oh boy, yeah, you made me watch this movie again.
For those of you who have still no idea what Tusk is, maybe this is your first podcast with us.
Sorry.
The trailer is up on our website, franklydone.com. I believe it's under the This Just In section. It's not there, it's on Limited Addiction. It's page.
You can put it on the Facebook, the actual legit trailer.
The actual legit trailer is on our website.
Okay.
Yeah. It was a lot of work to get that embedded.
Good.
That's a new term I learned today.
That's a MySpace term. You don't. That's not new.
I know. Jeez, MySpace. Let's bring that back.
No, we shouldn't.
Bring in MySpace back.
So Tusk.
If you want to go watch it, it's there. For those of you who are too lazy, I'm gonna play it audibly for you. I will warn those wearing earbuds. It has this really weird undertone that's gonna hurt your ears. So. If you don't want to deal with that, fast forward approximately 2 minutes and 30 seconds. So here's the trailer.
Always do sober what you do drunk. That'll teach you to keep your mouth shut.
Hemingway said that.
Yes, he did. And he said it to me.
I don't want you to go to Canada tomorrow.
It's for the podcast. It's what I do. I travel around and I interview weird or interesting people.
So look out, you crazy Canucks! Wandering Wallace takes a raunchy road trip up to the Great White North.
Hello. I'm an old man who has enjoyed a long and storied life at sea. And after eons of oceanic adventure, I know I do not wish to spend my remaining years alone while I have such stories to share.
How far is Bifrost from here?
It's about 2 hours from here.
It's about 2 hours away.
I hate American guys.
Good evening.
It's nice to meet you.
Could I interest you in some tea?
So what happened after the boat sank?
I was alone. And then something very swift and frightening, moved by me.
A walrus saved your life?
The walrus is far more evolved than any man I've ever known. Present company included.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Which?
There. It'll be all right, Mr. Tusk.
He hasn't called me in 3 days. I'm worried.
Why are you doing this? Are you really mourning your humanity? I don't understand. Who in the hell would want to be human?
I'm so scared. This guy wants to turn me into an animal or something. I don't want to die in Canada.
Alright, so hopefully listening to that gave you a general idea of what the movie's about. For those who don't know briefly, this guy puts a ad looking for a roommate, and then he turns him into a walrus.
Way to go ahead and just, what's it called? Give away your lead. To go back even further,
I was just giving them a general purpose of the movie. We can do the history now.
Yeah. Go back farther.
Written and directed by Kevin Smith.
Kevin Smith, who
2014.
previously stated that he was done doing movies, and he has this podcast. I'll go back even further. That I'm a fan of Kevin Smith.
Let's go back even further.
When I was
made a
born,
movie called Clerks. No, I like Kevin Smith. I don't have too much history with him.
I do have a long storied history. I've met him. He's
I know.
actually my father. No.
Whoa.
Ugh.
I was excited for you for a second.
No, he doesn't know it. But yeah, so I've been listening to many podcasts. I've even talked about it, the Fat Man and Batman podcast. But there's this one specific, SModcast. Him and Scott Mosier, his friend from the Clerks days, they went to film school together. They just randomly came across this Craigslist type ad.
It was a Gumtree ad, which is a British version of Craigslist, essentially, I think.
But it was basically this guy has this house and cheap room and board, blah blah blah.
Free of charge.
See?
The larger agrees to dress as a walrus.
Dress as a walrus, and it just, that story alone got Kevin Smith and Scott Mosier first jokingly just kind of talking about it and then expounding upon it to the point where, like, this should be a movie.
Yeah, that is one of the great parts that during the credits, if you wait a little bit, it goes into the actual podcast where they're talking about the final scene and stuff. It makes me want to go back and listen to the episodes.
I mean, I listened to this podcast. I wasn't listening back then. So, yeah, that's how the inception of it. It kind of brought Kevin Smith out of it. He was going to make one more movie, and that was it. But then he's like, well, while I wait to make that movie, I'll make this one. And this movie, though, we probably bashed upon it, and critically and commercially, it didn't do that well. The one thing I will say about this movie, the reason why even though I didn't like it, I like the idea that it was an idea that, on a whim, turned into something bigger. And hate it or love it, it still was just somebody, their passion, making something. And that's what I'll say about Tusk. Even though I'm not a fan, it's still really cool to see something begin. Like, every step of the way as a listener, you got to hear the beginning and then updates as it went from that episode 6 months they started filming that. Like, it got the ball rolling.
They shot it in 15 days.
Really? Just 15 days?
Yeah.
The movie was just around $3 million, right?
Yeah, it wasn't. I mean, I think the most expensive part was the walrus suit and renting the house.
Yeah, probably there's minor visual effects in that movie. which they got from the Dave School.
Yes. But yeah, as you mentioned, it was a Gumtree post. But it turned out it was actually a prank. The original post, which thankfully, I guess. But it was a poet and prankster, Chris Parkinson.
Yeah.
Who was actually a fan of Smith, and he was hoping that he would come across it and be able to get in touch with Kevin Smith. And then he ended up being a producer on the movie.
And he's actually in it. I only got this because rather than watch it again, I watched it with the commentary. He's in it for like a second. He's in the bar talking to some ladies. He's in the background. So yeah, he's in it. But very cool.
Yeah, so they talked about it on the podcast, and then they left it up to their fans, which is the cool part about it, with either hashtag Walrus Yes or hashtag Walrus No.
Yeah, and then when we went to Comic-Con, that's right when the movie they were promoting it. And
that was the first time I heard about it.
There was a cutout, and there's a picture of me somewhere, with my head in it, and underneath, my head's in a walrus thing, and then underneath it says Walrus Yes. I'll try and find that picture. It just says Walrus Yes. Yeah. So I was excited for this movie because I've been listening to the podcast and kind of getting in for it. I was one of the few who actually saw it in theaters.
Yeah, I wanted to. I just didn't get a chance to.
So, should we?
A chance to.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah, I'll do. So, yeah, written and directed by Kevin Smith. It starred Michael Parks and Justin Long, essentially. Downward from there is Genesis Rodriguez, Haley Joel Osment from Sixth Sense, Johnny Depp, of course, probably the biggest name.
Which was crazy. It's such a big name in that movie.
Yeah. Harley Morenstein.
The epic mealtime guy.
Yes. And then, of course, Harley Quinn Smith and Lily Rose Medley Depp. Yeah. And then Ashley Green, which fans of Kevin Smith's show Comic Book Man would know as Secret Stashly for the podcast. She's on that for the, I don't know which one, she does the comic countdown or something like that.
Is that his assistant?
Yeah.
Okay.
Secret Stashly. She was in the convenience store.
Oh, okay.
And there's some other people, but mostly it's just Kevin Smith's friends and people who wanted to be there.
I was in it. Just kidding, I wasn't. So the whole movie, kind of what Kevin Smith has grown into, not that we need to tell anybody about Kevin Smith, he really enjoys podcasting, and that's sort of the storytelling device for this whole movie. It's two guys who do a podcast just like us. Yeah,
that was cool. I forgot about that they were doing a podcast. That's what the whole setup was. So that was kind of cool.
Yeah. The whole framing device for movies starts out in a podcast, and it's just like Scott Moser and Kevin Smith, they come across this ad. The one who travels. The other guy, the whole premise of their podcast is the one guy is afraid to travel. He just stays home.
Based off of real life Walt Flanagan.
Yeah, who does not like to fly. And then the friend goes out and does all these crazy adventures, and then comes back and just tells him about it. The original premise of the movie, that friend was supposed to just be this swinger that goes out and just bangs all these women. But Justin Long begged him to change it because it's like, if no one's gonna like me if I'm a jerk that I have this girlfriend at home.
See, that's the funny thing is, second time watching, I did notice a lot more stuff that I didn't the first time. Which, granted, the first time I wasn't paying that much attention to it, anyways. But the whole time, like the first scene when he's with Michael Parks, I'm like, you deserve this. You're a jackass.
Yeah.
I censored it. Who cares?
You can cuss, but you just don't.
We just have to hit the explicit point. We just don't like to.
Yeah, it's a whole button you gotta push.
It's a very difficult button.
And it's that mustache. The character's name is Wallace.
Yeah, that's one of the other things I know. I mean, I knew it was Wallace and the Walrus, but his mustache, I was like, man, this guy already is a walrus.
Yeah. Apparently, he asked Kevin Smith if he can do it. He's like, yeah, right on. Nice. So that's the framing device. They decide that Justice Long character, Wallace, is going to go to Canada. And Kevin Smith, this long storied history of how much he loves Canada. And this whole movie is going to apparently set up a trilogy, but it's weird. And that's the whole premise, is that Justin Long is going to go there, find out about this ad, talk to him a bit, and then come back and report upon it.
Yeah, it is. They call it the Kill Bill Kid, which was a throwback to Michael Park's previous role in Kill Bill. but
he was in Kill Bill.
yes, I believe it was his throwback. But the premise is it's the Star Wars kid. If you don't know who the Star Wars kid is, I don't know what you've been doing with your life.
Very popular thing on
But
YouTube.
yeah, go back and just Google Star Wars kid, you'll find it. But instead of pretending to have a lightsaber, he has a real sword, and he ends up cutting his leg off. So that's who Wallace is going to talk to.
That's right. I messed it up. Yeah, he goes there.
And then when he gets there, the kid has committed suicide.
Yeah, which does mirror the true story of the Star Wars kid because he did not give permission to release that video, and he actually his parents sued the school, I believe. Big thing. Yeah, you're right. I totally messed this up because I kind of glossed over it in the commentary. But yeah, he didn't originally go to Canada for the Walrus thing. That he happened upon.
Yeah, and then their podcast is called the Nazi Party.
Terrible name.
NOTSET. But yeah, that's the more of where I'm like, this guy deserves it. Cause even like, they did it on purpose. Because when he's like, thank you for turning into the Nazi puppy. I'm like, dude, come on, man, it's not funny. It's not funny at all. Yeah, I'm not saying. I'm pretty sure I read that Kill Bill Kid was a throwback to. Yeah, Michael Parks was in both of them.
But I just can't think of what he played.
Mm-hmm.
It's been maybe 5 or 6 years since I've seen Kill Bill. I own it. My girlfriend owns it because I bought it for her.
Yeah. So the kid committed suicide, so he's lost his
That's
story.
a bust. Can't.
So he's just trying to find something else to talk about.
Salvage a trip to Canada.
There's a really funny scene when he's in the airport. That's one of the things I didn't catch the first time. The red and white but never blue is like the Canadian slogan in this movie.
Yeah.
Which I think is hilarious.
And that's the security guard in that is Harley Morstein guy from Epic Mealtime, which I've been watching Epic Mealtime for like 5 years. I love that show. That web series. What? You gotta watch that. It's so amazing.
I watch a lot of stuff.
It's not a movie. It's a YouTube thing.
Yeah.
So that's the setup of it. And then while trying to salvage the trip, he's at a bar. He's going to pee, and he reads this ad. And it's essentially like
Did you notice that he like turns the doll away when he's in the bathroom?
Ain't nobody want to look at each other when they pee.
Well, that's apparently, you might be familiar with it, but I guess it's some story of like Kevin's childhood that he like spent like 3 podcasts talking about.
Oh.
But there was, I guess, some doll in like somebody's relative's bathroom that would just like stare at him while he peed or something. So he'd always have to turn it around.
Yeah, listening to the commentary, Kevin Smith just talks about how there's so many Easter eggs to the different pods that he's done.
Yeah.
So
he gets the ad.
Reading the ad.
You hear a little bit of it in the trailer that you just listened to a while ago. At this point.
So at this point in the movie, and even when we get it later on, like a few scenes later, I was really engaged. I thought it was great. It is Justin Long and Michael Parks, their whole exchange before what happens to him. Great. Like, it's actually legitimately scary. Like, it's a thriller movie.
The stories are great.
Yeah. Michael Parks does an amazing job in the movie. He's a great actor. He's never been on my radar, but I'm sure he's been on other people's.
How would you feel if it was Quentin Tarantino instead of him playing that role?
Quentin Tarantino?
Yeah.
I thought he was. Instead of Michael Parks?
Yeah.
That's originally what it was going to be?
Well, that was what I was setting you up for. But yeah, apparently he was offered the role for Guy LaPuente.
No, that was Johnny Depp's character.
Oh, really?
Guy LaPuente is, yeah.
Well, that makes a lot more sense.
The only reason I can call you on that because I listened to the commentary and they talked about it.
Yeah, that makes a lot more sense now because I was like, that'd be a completely different age.
Yeah, because, Quentin Tarantino, he's acted a little bit. It's only in his own movies just for a short amount of time.
Yeah, well, he turned it down. He said he dug the script and couldn't wait to watch Michael Parks unleash the Kraken, but he had no interest in acting at the moment. Which I'm like, how do you go from Quentin Tarantino turning you down to Johnny Depp being like, yeah, sure.
Johnny Depp's apparently awesome.
Well, and their daughters are friends, I guess. So.
Yeah, the daughters are friends with each other.
So that was probably he's like, yeah, can you call Lily Rose's dad for me?
And somebody like Johnny Depp, you could probably just do all the scenes in a day. You cater around that guy.
They did the whole movie in 15, so.
You cater around that guy's schedule. So yeah, Guy Puente shows up later. But the whole exchange, once Wallace's character drives up to this mansion, you meet creepy old Michael Parks. I don't know his name. Skipped over the. Dude, I'm gonna skip over a lot. Oh, well, no, well, it's there only for a second. This movie is also a non-linear, like how it's told. Is true.
Yeah, first time through when it cuts to him and his girlfriend, I was like, what the heck just happened?
Yeah, and we keep bringing up Quentin Tarantino, but he's the master of the non-linear storyline. But his first couple of movies, Reservoir Dogs and Pulp Fiction, were non-linearly told. In fact, Pulp Fiction, I can do a whole pod on that, but you see one of the characters die, like in a very early in the movie, but then shoot to like the whole second act's just about him. He's not dead. Oh, well, I know, weird storytelling device, but there are a lot of elements of that in this movie. That clerk scene was bigger later on, I thought.
Yeah, I guess they do more to it later, but yeah. Anyway.
No, semantics.
That's the next movie. Yeah, so he's there and they're talking. Michael Parks' character has these awesome stories and stuff. And Justin Long is just, I don't know, like, I didn't get it the first time through, but the second time, just like, dude, you're a jerk. Like, maybe it's because I guess going in, you knew what was going to happen anyways, but, you're just like, you deserve everything that's about to happen to you.
I don't know about that.
I do. I mean, dude was like, straight up being a jerk to his face,
Yeah. He's being outclassed by Michael Parks, and he just was oblivious, being cocky, like, arrogant, like you're saying. So yeah, up until that point, I thought the movie was great. Like, oh, this is cool. Michael Parks is awesome. This is scary. Oh no. Justin Long's character, because you can feel it coming. Like, this guy's a creepo. What are you doing there? Leave. He doesn't leave. In fact, he drinks his tea.
Yeah, I mean, he gets drugged, so.
He's drugged, just like
choice.
What's his name? Bill Cosby.
Gave him the old Jello treatment.
Gave him the old Jello drink.
That's terrible. Can't say that.
Why not?
I don't know.
He's done it. He did it. You think Bill Cosby is listening? He's gonna get mad.
I do. I think he's got nothing better to do than listen to our podcast. He's got like those ears out. He's just gonna tag Bill Cosby in it.
He almost made it. He almost made it. Never getting caught.
Man, our enemy podcast, I put them as one of our tags for the last episode.
Really?
Yeah. It's hard to find. I tried to find it. Unless you like go directly from him. Couldn't find it. Just to play
you have an enemy pod? I didn't think you had enemies.
It's not an enemy, but
I don't have enemies.
It's our rival.
I have people I just don't talk to anymore.
It's true. That's how we were for a while. You didn't talk to me the other day when I asked you to come back.
I thought you accidentally sent me that. Coming back where?
To the job.
Oh. You gotta put context to things.
It was Tuesday. I didn't think I needed context.
Oh, yeah, because I told you.
You told me he'd let me know on Tuesday. Anyways, he didn't get the job, sorry.
Who got? Well, nobody cares.
You're the only other person.
Oh.
He actually listened to this. That might have been why I gave it to him. He says he does, at least. I should quiz him someday. But yeah, so gets drugged. Then did you cut to the girlfriend then?
I think that's when they do the cut to the girlfriend.
You find out that she's sleeping with Teddy.
Sixth Sense.
Teddy, yeah, the podcast co-podder.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess you don't really know they're sleeping together.
It's implied.
But, yeah, it's implied. Well, she is sleeping with somebody. We don't know it's him yet. That's what it is. Because you don't know until he calls him.
Yeah.
But next day, Justin Long is in a wheelchair. And he's kind of out of it. Michael Parks.
Michael Parks still being great. His whole exchange. He's in a wheelchair and he realizes that he's missing a leg.
Yeah, that was great when he was like, I can't feel my legs. And Michael Parks is just like, oh, that's the spinal tap. And it's like, oh, wait, We actually cut one of your legs off. Sorry.
His reasoning, he tells him that he got bit by a brown recluse and he did all he could, but he couldn't save the leg.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, he's fashioning a tusk, just like the name of the movie. Or I don't know if you actually know it. He's sharpening.
Is he right in front of him? I missed that again.
Second viewing, I got it. But yeah, he's actually. What's that bone? The long tibia. I don't know bones.
I don't know. The lower leg.
Yeah.
That is one thing that I did not catch the first time through. I did later in the movie, when Johnny Depp was talking about it. That he says, because the hockey player says they found pieces of his leg in his mouth. You know, I was like, oh man, that just is such a. Because I just thought he had these tusks. You know, that's so crazy that he's fashioning them out of their legs.
Yep,
makes complete sense.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so he's got one leg now.
I don't know. I thought those scenes were awesome. Anytime before we actually get to the big reveal, I think the movie was great. I'm like, oh yeah, Michael Parks is awesome. Suspense.
Yeah. I forget when did he. So that scene pretty much ends, and then it cuts to him calling on something. Does it come back to them? I don't know what the next scene is after.
No,
that.
yeah, that's I didn't get.
I think it just cuts down to later that night or something.
Yeah, when he's actually able to get to his phone.
Yeah, and he calls girlfriend, and well, she calls him, and he misses the call. And he calls her back, but she doesn't get it. That comes from me, you know.
No, it happens all the time. If anybody ever calls you, and you try and call them back and you just missed it, but they're trying to leave you a voicemail, you have this weird exchange where you got to wait a minute before you try.
But he wasn't leaving a voicemail. She wasn't, you know. I don't know. Anyways, that's when we find out that it's the other podcaster, Teddy.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and then Michael Parks hits him over the head. I guess that's when he cuts his other leg off.
Yeah, maybe. But that just sets up. I want to get to the scene where they're sitting across from each other.
That's the next scene.
That's another great scene in the movie.
That might be my favorite part of the movie.
Yeah.
The airport scene's pretty funny. And the clerks are pretty funny. But yeah, he's like just having a casual. Michael Parks is trying to have a casual conversation, you know, like, oh, I told you it was a spider. He must only have one leg still by that point. I don't know.
Yeah, I think he still has just the one, but he at this point, Justin Long knows that this guy's keeping him here. He broke his phone.
Yeah.
Still drug bit.
But yeah, he told him his phone was broken, but then it was ringing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And Justin Long is like, and then Michael Parks, it's in the trailer. Go watch it. Go watch the movie, even. But Michael Parks just starts screaming back at him.
He mimics him, yeah.
That would be so creepy. That's like the creepiest thing you can do to somebody. Like if they're scared and like to the point they're like cry yelling.
Yeah.
To just yell right back at them.
Yeah, it's disheartening. Like imagine a baby's crying, and you just start crying back at it.
I think that happens a lot, unfortunately.
Or if a dog's barking, just bark back.
I love that joke where it's like, my cat always looks at me surprised when I meow at it. It's like, well, yeah, you'd be surprised if your cat walked by and was like, declaration.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that scene.
So, meanwhile, it's flashing. The story goes back and forth to Genesis Rodriguez and Sixth Sense Dude.
And they get the message.
Get the message, and then it kind of changes perspective to them. That's when they become the vessels for the story. And they're on a quest. Which is kind of weird that all of a sudden Sixth Sense Dude's willing to travel. Was there much of a hesitation?
No, not that we saw at least.
Yeah, so he goes against this, and they start retracing Wallace's steps.
Yeah, I'm gonna pause you right there.
No, that will not be paused.
I was gonna wait and read some of the reviews on IMDb since we didn't get any fan feedback on the movie. We must be the only two people who watched it this week. But it fits in to that perfect one. This is from. Did they sign these things?
Nope.
Chris832 gave it a 1 out of 10. Just to set it up there. Title is "Read my spoiler review now, so you'll know why to avoid this movie." So Wallace has been missing for 3 days, and his two friends each receive creepy phone messages that he has been abducted and his life is in danger. Wouldn't the immediate action be to go to the local police, file a report, start getting cell phone records from the last broadcast location? Instead, the two fly to Canada, make a few stops, talk to some people, and then go to the police. And they just brush it off instead of, again, doing the obvious thing, finding the last location of the cell phone. One simple throwaway line. We can request the records. It might take a few days. Which, that seems realistic. Maybe not in this day and age, but would you have, instead, we're led to believe that all these people are operating in the world of technology of 1955. That's a little harsh. And then when they do find a half-sunken car nearby a stream, nobody's first reaction is to immediately call the police to send out a search party. Don't do any of these people have cell phones? Clearly, there's a cell tower nearby if their friend was able to use his phone. Oh, I know, he must be at the house down the street. It makes perfect sense.
Well, in defense of that, they may have called the cops once they saw that, but they're like, it's go time.
Yeah.
Can't wait for the cops.
I mean, I think I don't know why they were like, oh, his car must be around here somewhere. I don't know why Michael Parks put his car in the lake anyways. That kind of threw me.
I don't know either. But they did feel like they may have they had a cop. They had Guy Laplante.
He was ex-cop. he told him he was an ex-cop, but I guess, yeah, he was the only person listening to him at that point. So
yeah. So that person just pointed out plot holes, and guess what? There's going to be plot holes.
Puffer Blunt Man, 1 out of 10. Title, Kevin Smith Makes Human Centipede. I haven't enjoyed a moment of this movie. Good review.
In the commentary, Kevin Smith does say that he had never seen Human Centipede, but he was aware that it was similar to it, and he was pitching people. He's like, the Human Centipede, but with a walrus in Canada. So that's how I kind of pitched it. But he said he had never seen it.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it has similarities. So that guy's trying to make a centipede, and this guy's trying to make a walrus.
That's like the similarities.
Scream and Halloween have similarities.
If you take away the gimmick of fusing people together, turning someone to a walrus, you have a broken individual that had damage to them earlier, and this is their twisted way of trying to rectify it. Those are the similarities in my mind.
I'm honestly shocked this podcast is as long as it is. I thought this would be a short one.
No, because we're like going beat for beat for some reason on this movie that we didn't like.
Yeah, we'll fast forward it a little bit. So they meet Johnny Depp.
Yeah, Guy Laplante.
He has been following this serial killer, which at this point we know it's not his first time because we see Justin Long in the walrus suit, which is first time you see it, it's a little cheesy.
Yeah, I see. That's when immediately.
Background on that: Greg Nicotero of Walking Dead fame was first choice to create the walrus suit. Mainly because he is such a big fan of Jaws.
Yeah.
Which maybe that means we'll see him in Moose Jaws.
No, this guy who did the thing agreed to do the Tusk thing if you let him do Moose Jaws later.
Oh, well.
It could be wrong, and that's not set in stone.
I don't know who the guy did it, but it's Nicotero turned the job down because of his commitment to The Walking Dead, but recommended they use Robert Kurtzman, which I did not know Robert Kurtzman did special effects.
Kurtzman? Not Kirkman. These are different people. They're not the same person. I know where you're going with this.
So, Robert Kurtzman did it, and he's doing Moose Jaw also.
Yeah. Not the same writer. This is the guy that just does dedicated rubbers.
Dumb now.
Dude, the only
dedicated rubbers. It's my favorite kind.
Yeah, so Kevin Smith, this is not a great movie, but I don't think people got what this was going for. Including I didn't enjoy this movie, but people were overcritical of it. But Kevin Smith was only setting out to make a B movie that you would only watch at midnight when there's nothing. He went out to do that, and in that aspect, he succeeded.
My wife hasn't seen it, and she was here when I was getting the trailer ready for this podcast. Mm-hmm. She was like, "Well, is it terrible?" I was like, "I will probably see this movie again at some point in my life. Like, I'm sure there'll be a day that I'll be like, let's watch Tusk, especially with all the digital and stuff."
Yeah, and that movie's only $3 million. Didn't seem like it was only $3 million. I don't know how to gauge movies, but it seemed just like a regular movie. The only cheaper thing was the walrus, but this is a guy who just made.
I mean, yeah, the walrus suit was. I think that's where a lot of people were like, "Oh, it didn't look real at all." But
how are you gonna make that look
real? Yeah,
it'd be like if
Spider-Man all of a sudden had Iron Man suit. Like, how'd he do that?
But I think that's exactly what they were going for. Like, like self-made. This guy's not a surgeon.
Oh,
Making really crude walrus costume out of human skin and breaking bones. They were going for cheesy and cheap on purpose. I'm sure this Robert Kirkman could have made a more realistic suit that doesn't.
Oh, I'm sure if he's friends with Greg Nicotero, I'm sure that guy doesn't hang out with slaps.
I think this is exactly what they wanted. And that's what I think overall in this movie. Kevin Smith made the exact movie he wanted, but he wasn't trying to win an Oscar with this movie.
Yeah.
So I will defend it, saying like he succeeded in what he wanted to do. $3 million, only 15 days of shooting. That's amazing.
It's a fun movie. Bottom line, it's a fun movie.
Yeah. I guess.
But yeah, anyway, so Michael Park
Yeah.
drags Justin Long in walrus suit into the water, and you see he's trying to teach him how to swim, which is a terrible idea if you want this guy to live. But you see a former Wallace dead. So I'm like, why would that guy go through the trouble of making another suit? They could have just like got him there. I mean, did he not have the first guy on the chain also? Maybe not. I mean, that's why the chain exists now.
That first guy just drowned himself.
But that's true. Yeah, I was thinking he did the same swimming experiment. The guy wasn't as good at it. But yeah, why don't you go in and get that suit?
Because it's, I don't know. I might be giving Kevin Smith more too, but it seemed like it had to be grafted. A lot of his bones and stuff were twisted to where this is a realistic. I don't think you can just mend. It's just a suit, and he's just in a ball underneath, like in real life. Justin Long's just in a ball.
Oh, so you're saying like this suit?
This suit is him. It's not just the suit. It's like his bones are regrafted.
I know Johnny Depp's talking about like the arms are sewed like a T-Rex that was crucified. Or something.
So that's why I think it's not just a matter of like in the movie Silence of the Lambs, he just gets bigger women to make a suit out of their skin. Cause,
speaking of which, that house is for sale. Buffalo Bills.
Oh, has it got a big hole
on the market today?
Big hole in the basement?
It is not.
Ah, too bad.
Yeah, apparently the actual house, only like the foyer and the dining room were shot in. But
yeah, that's how it goes.
The outside, obviously.
So yeah, surprising. I did not know Johnny Depp was in this movie till right as I was seeing it, like maybe the week of. They kept that a pretty good secret.
Yeah.
And
his contract.
Tonally, I think if you're going for cheese, that makes sense. As soon as the suit is revealed, you see Guy Lapointe, you've lost all credibility. This is a serious, like, thriller horror movie because Guy Lapointe, he's just got some goofy French Canadian accent, like, oh, in French Canada.
It's true.
So, they do. The setup for Yoga Hosers is the clerks you were talking about.
So
Kevin Smith's daughter and Johnny Depp's daughter.
Girlfriend, and podcast friend, and Johnny Depp are tracking him down, going. You see basically his whole path again, but in more detail. And you get the clerks. They're pretty funny.
Yeah, that's when they're they get bigger lines.
Haley Quinn's not a great actress.
She'll get better, I
but
guess.
Part of it was probably the role where like she's, I don't know, it's the I hate American guys line, but that just always seems off to me.
I hate American guys. Me too.
Maybe that was it. Like she was doing like hardcore Canadian accent, and Lily Rose did not that much.
Yeah, she'll get better though. American guys.
Sound like lovely space princess.
Yeah, she didn't take me out of the movie though. I didn't hate it.
It's just that one line.
Think about it too. She's like 13, 14. Not that old.
Yeah.
Everyone's kind of awkward at that age.
Especially when you're trying to be a breakout actress in a movie like this.
I don't know if she ever really was. Her dad just kind of put her in this movie. He's put her in other movies. She's been in she was Young Silent Bob and Jane and Silent Bob Strike Back. And I think in Clerks 2 she was in it. But I don't remember. Yeah, just in that one episode just focused around her. To me, she just seems like a teenage girl.
Yeah. It's just that one line threw me off.
Guys. But their performance alone kind of inspired Kevin Smith to do a Yoga Hosers movie.
Which is a different podcast.
It's a different podcast completely. So
that's a funny scene. They make fun of his mustache. Yeah. Justin Long's a jerk again. Like first time through, I mean, like I said, I wasn't paying too much attention, but I didn't get that, like, dude's a jerk. Like, I don't feel bad.
I do.
Maybe the end, when we get there, I feel a little bit
pretty
bad,
messed.
but yeah, did not feel bad about him getting kidnapped, at least.
Yeah.
Let's see, the Yoga Hoosiers is going to be SModcast 288. Mr. Kevin Smith, if you want to throw us back some love.
I do kind of know the premise of that movie, but we don't go too deep into it. But to wrap it up, like, investigation, they trace his steps, doing the tried and true detective trick where you just run a pencil over
That
notepad.
was pretty funny.
I've seen that. That's a trope that's used in some cheesier spy movies. Yeah. But it leads them to that address. They get there, and then you talk about the car and the lake thing.
Oh, yes, yeah, they did know the address.
Yeah, I forgot about that. So yeah, they get there, and at this point, inside the house, is that when they were swimming? Anyways, well, Michael Parks and
during their we get a flashback where Johnny Depp met Michael Parks like 6 years ago or something when he did this to a hockey player. Mm-hmm. But yeah, in between them tracking Justin Long down, there are some, Michael Parks is teaching Walrus how to swim.
Yeah.
Mr. Tusk.
But it comes to a climax when Michael Parks and Justin Long fight. He's in a walrus suit too.
Yeah. Yeah, that's where you get the whole why he's doing this thing. Because you find out, I guess we didn't even talk about it. The basic thing is he was in the Navy or Army or something, got shipwrecked.
Yeah.
The walrus saved his life, and to survive, he ended up killing the walrus, but then like 10 minutes later got rescued. So
he missed it.
Yep. So he
oh my gosh, that movie.
The Fog, you mean?
I thought it was called The Mist.
You're right, but The Mist and The Fog came out like a week apart from each other, and they were essentially the same movie. I think the twist was different, but
yeah.
Kind of like No Strings Attached and Friends with Benefits.
Didn't watch either of those movies.
You only have to watch one of them. Okay. I own both. I think.
I won't watch
Anyways, so he's always felt bad about it.
Yeah, so felt like he ruined his best friend. His friend saved his life, and what he do in return? Killed him.
So you find out the whole thing is he wanted. Because this guy's delusional. I mean,
he's got a broken life. I think he alluded to getting beaten as a child. He's just a broken individual, not justifying his actions at all. Cause that's crazy.
This walrus is probably the only thing that's shown love other than Hemingway.
Yeah,
that's a great story in the movie.
There's a lot of Michael Parks' dialogue is worth watching this movie if you want to do a character study on it.
Yeah, if you've heard this movie's terrible, just watch up until you see the walrus suit.
And also Red State, the movie Kevin Smith did before. Michael Parks is the crazy preacher guy. Also really good. But yeah, the climax of it, walrus against walrus fight.
Yeah, he wanted to have a fair fight with him. So they're fighting as walruses, and Justin Long's kind of winning. So that's when Michael Parks is like, oh, that's when instinct takes over, and he like sheds his walrus suit and is a man now. And that's when friends break into the house. Yeah. Johnny Depp disappears.
They're running. He's like, I do not run.
Yeah.
I only walk. He doesn't say that, but yeah, he's behind them significantly.
Yeah, he's not there at all. That's when Justin Long. So this is the weird part. This is where the movie loses me. I'm with it up until now. Just proves my point that I shouldn't be reviewing movies.
Okay.
We'll have to do haikus, so be thinking
about
about
dang it.
We're coming out of time.
Oh, shoot, yeah.
This is going to be one of our, man, I am shocked. This is going to be one of our
We keep doing beat for beat for some reason.
Oh, boy. But yeah, so here's, that gives him the extra boost to fight, and ends up killing Michael Parks. Then he's stuck as a walrus. Mentally.
Yeah, he got broken. He went full walrus.
He went full.
I think Kevin Smith said that. He goes
full walrus.
Yeah.
It's a hard word for me.
Walrus. It is a weirder word.
Full walrus.
Yeah. So sorry, I've just been thinking about that haiku. I wasn't prepared for haiku.
Me either. I just thought about it's a movie though, so they have to. But yeah, that's the thing that I'm like. I mean, it makes sense. You know, he finally broke down. Now he's a walrus. But like, hearing his friend gave him that extra boost, but then in that like minute sequence of stabbing somebody with your former leg tusks, which if the suit, I mean, I guess they got him to a real doctor, they could have got the suit off and stuff.
I think, yeah, he probably never would have hands, feet. He would definitely look messed up. I think they could have gotten more humanoid.
Yeah, he would have had like, he would have been like the Seal Boy from American Horror Story Freak Show.
Never watched that show, but yeah.
He's a real person. But yeah, that's what I'm imagining. Like, if they make it out, yeah. No legs.
That's an unbelievable thing. We get out of the parking, out of that place, and a year later, he's in a zoo type area with a pool.
Just where I'm like, where is this guy? Like, is it like a walrus sanctuary or something in Canada?
But yeah, he's so broken that he can't relate to being inhuman anymore, and he stayed full walrus.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how the movie ends. She's crying.
Yeah. So that's where. That's what I was talking about. So it's playing this song in the credits and then it stops and cuts to their podcast and they're talking about the final scene. And I love that Kevin Smith is like, oh, and then a song plays. And he actually sings a song that they actually had in the credits. Which I don't know if that was a song already or if they had it written. Because
it was Gerard Way from My Chemical Romance actually singing it.
Oh, nice. Did they have it written before the movie? Or because like in the podcast he starts singing a song, but I don't know.
I don't know.
He just make the song and start singing. But yeah, it was pretty funny. That's where, yeah. If you like really are against this movie, I'm stalling for you.
Okay.
Watch until you see the walrus scene, and then just turn it off and just assume he became a walrus. If you want to go for the long haul, go up until the walrus fight. You know, watch him kill Michael Park, then stop. If you want to go for the extra boost, make it through the credits just to hear Kevin Smith sing a lovely song. And then, yeah, so that is Tusk. Like we mentioned, first part of a three-parter. Yoga Hoosiers is supposed to be out this year, right?
Yeah, it's already done filming. Yoga Hoosiers. There was a trailer they showed at Comic-Con, but it wasn't leaked.
Yeah, it's not out yet.
He got screwed at Comic-Con, so no one saw that. Did you hear the story of what happened at Comic-Con? No. So Kevin Smith always gets the later slot at Hall H, the big hall. Right before his panel was the Star Wars panel. All's fine and good. Lots of people. Then J.J. Abrams like, everybody who's at this panel, come with me. We're going to a Star Wars concert for free. Yeah. And everyone leaves. I know.
And it didn't get leaked.
Didn't get leaked.
I guess there's only 5 people watching. It's kind of hard to film it.
Yeah, it's still not done with the effects. This next movie's gonna be weird because more centered for tweens.
Yeah,
tween girls. So
the 2 girls from the Clerks. Pictures I've seen looks like they get into kind of troubles.
Yeah, they're basically monster demon hunters. Yep.
Awesome. Love it already.
Yeah,
and then the third one is gonna be Moose Jaws, which
is just Jaws
but of moose.
With the moose.
So yeah. Like your time.
Okay, I'll try this. My improvised Tusk was a movie. That's the nicest thing I can say. Wish it was Clerks 3. Yeah, I wish he would have made Clerks 3 instead of that movie. But he's still gonna make it. And in fact, he's gonna make Mallrats 2.
Heyo.
Heyo.
Yeah. Let's see if I can get this off the fly here.
Good luck.
I own this movie. I did not see it before. Wallace is walrus. Yes.
Yep.
Didn't give my opinion of the movie. Well, I guess it did a little bit. Anyways, that's the podcast. I don't know, what are we doing next week? Just back to normal. I think we were gonna talk about the Pixar theory, but
we can watch Unfriended.
True. Yeah. Thanks to Amazon, we both having it.
Yeah.
I guess I could give you like $10 for it.
Well, if we actually are gonna do it, then I'll tell the backstory of how I got 2 copies of that movie.
Yeah. We'll see what happens. We'll see what's in the news this week. We did talk about doing the Pixar theory. I'm still gonna believe in it, but the president of Pixar has said it doesn't exist and it would take too much time for them to actually sit down, but he appreciates that people have come up with it.
They don't have to do anything. Just let one of those guys do it.
I know, right? It's like the fans are doing it for you, man.
Yeah.
They'll make it fit. They want it to.
You just cash those checks.
Frozen guy confirmed, in his mind at least, but he said it's not official Disney canon that Tarzan is the brother.
The two. Okay.
Yeah. So.
That's not a Pixar theory, but.
Well, no. The Pixar theory is great. I don't think we should spend a podcast on it if they're not going to say it's real, though. Maybe someday. Maybe the next Pixar. Good dinosaur around Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
So, as far as I know, our next special podcast is going to be Charlie Brown Christmas.
What? We're going to watch. You're making us watch a Charlie Brown movie? We'll have Star Wars.
Star Wars. That's a normal one for us. I mean, that's something that's actually happening unless we. Ooh, leading up, we could do the 6 movies.
Could do that. Yeah, we'll
I'll
count
write that down.
We'll do a much faster review of each movie, not go beat for beat.
Yeah, I guess we'd either do 3 and 3, 2 and 2. That'd be weird to do 2 and 2. So you'd have 3 and 4 together.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll do 3 and 3. That'll force us to do it quicker.
Yeah.
But anyways, Frankie, get trivia ready. Anything coming up you're excited for?
We didn't talk about comics at all, but I actually read a lot.
Oh yeah, Secret Wars.
Secret Wars
happened.
did happen. We are running longer. We kind of.
That's the only one I read. Yes.
Yeah, I read it too. Kind of explained the whole thought process behind their plan with, and it happens to be Molecule Man, who played a big part in the original Secret Wars.
It's true.
We were kind of discussing it's a little convoluted. We're trying to understand it because.
Yeah, if you haven't started reading it yet, wait till I'll lay it out.
Yeah.
I think is what I'm gonna say.
But basically, it was an alright issue, more of a setup issue. Nothing big happened. I keep trying to think in my brain.
Yeah, it was like, well, you have Valerie Von Doom, I guess now.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of suspicious of Doctor Strange's death.
Yeah, she's been tasked to find the scattered heroes and villains, I guess.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know, unless 6 is really great, I think we table Secret Wars till it's finished. And do a Secret Wars spectacular.
Yeah, but
we'll
that kind of leaves us without doing the tie-ins, which there are some good tie-ins. Civil War is really good.
Oh yeah.
Renew Your Vows is good. These stories.
I'm behind a lot. So.
Oh, well, some stories it kind of sucks that they're actually part of the story. Like Old Man Logan sucks that it's part of the story. Civil War to a point. Because it feels so limited, like, oh, they're aware they're in this weird world.
So that's the weird, like, going into it, they were like, oh my gosh, this is so cool, we can essentially do, like, artists and writers were like, we can essentially do whatever we want, there's no rules.
Yeah.
Other than these, like, there were 3 or 4 things that every artist and writer had to stick to. And then if somebody else was already doing it, somebody else couldn't. But yeah, the further we go down the rabbit hole, if you will, I'm like, it seems like they let too much.
It seems a little forced sometimes when they have to make knowledge of Doom Worlds mean barons of their world. Acknowledging, like me, if there were other planets out here and I knew that I was just part, like I know there's other planets. Do it for you. If there was other, if the world wasn't flat, like I've been told in Sunday school, no, I would be like a lot more up in arms. I wouldn't kind of take things, but whatever. We'll talk more. That's what we'll do next week. Is actually talk about comics. What we set out to do. How about that?
Maybe. I've got about 2 months to read, so.
My goal is to get completely caught up on Batman because a lot's been going on.
Yeah, I think the 3rd Gods and Monsters will be out by then, so I can fill people in on that prequel, whatever it is. But yeah. So talk to us. Twitter, The Frankly Done. Website, franklydone.com. Facebook.com/FranklyDoneNetwork, Instagram, Frankly Done Network, and of course email, franklydonenetwork@gmail.com. And for all your favorite movie reviews and mine, head over to therealmoviesblog.blogspot.com, where Ben will tell you how he feels.
Yeah.
And stay tuned for more from We're frankly done. That worked.
We'll have a normal episode next week.
Marvel trivia, yeah. We'll see where this ends. I might split this, like release them back to back, but split it.
Gotcha.
Just so people can sit through it.
You have to go in the middle saying, that's the end of part 1. Stay tuned for part 2.
Well, I mean, like, I'll literally release them at the same time.
Oh,
It'll be like episode 13.1,
Gotcha.
13.2. That way they don't have to be like, 2 hours. Yeah.
Joe Rogan podcasts are always 3 hours, and I listen to them.
It's true. Screw you guys. Since I had the music, it probably will be once we're finished with this. So, last left off. Another stalemate, 19 to 15. At this point, I'm never going to catch up. Hopefully this one throws you for a loop. Got it ready?
Mm-hmm.
Let's go for it.
Okay. The being cosmos is formed when the molecule man is fused with what cosmic identity?
The Beyonder.
Yeah, see?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Comic knowledge.
Yeah.
I knew that one.
I'm like, oh man.
That is
If it
pretty
wasn't
awesome.
for issue 5 we just read.
Yeah, I don't know. Cosmic would have made me think of a talking dog. Cosmo. I don't know. I'm not too familiar with Molecule Man. So maybe not. True or false? The Supreme Intelligence is the leader of the Skrull race.
No, that's the Kree.
Ooh, you got the no and the bonus points. I wasn't sure if you'd get that one.
Okay. What was the name of the group that decided to banish Hulk to outer space because of his danger to the planet? No multiple choice.
Ooh, this is what kicks off World War Hulk, right?
Mm-hmm.
Illuminati.
Yep.
Yeah. Comics.
They do a story with Beyonder too. They're not important. But yeah.
After his death, he revives Punisher and turns him into a Frankenstein
Frankencastle
monster. Is it A, the Jackal, B, Morbius, C, Mordock? I spelled Mordock wrong. They forgot the periods.
Okay. Oh, that's all I get?
Just 3.
Just 3?
I didn't get any.
Ooh. There's symmetry to the Jackal, so I'm going to say Jackal.
It's going to be B, Morbius.
Morbius, huh? That's actually, Frankencastle's on my list to read. I didn't read any of Frankencastle, so.
Frankencastle is on my list of HeroClix to get, but it's a chase one.
Yeah, do you know who, did it say who killed him?
It does not.
Do you know who killed him? I know who killed him.
Spider-Man.
No, it's Dakin.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Dakin.
Cuts him up into
I like
pieces.
that guy. He's fun. So let's
Man,
put us at 20 to 17. Uh-oh. Need you to mess up 3 more times.
The Jackal is who originally hires Punisher to kill Spider-Man, and then he realizes he's being duped. So that's what I'm saying. It would have been cool symmetry.
Oh, that would have been cool.
Better story. Morbius. What's Morbius doing revived? He's a vampire.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if I would have gone with Morbius, the vampire, and I don't like MODOK. So
I love MODOK, but I knew it wasn't him. I just did Jackal.
I don't know who the Jackal is. So.
Clone Peter Parker. It's a thing. He's a Spider-Man guy.
I already forgot our new tagline.
We didn't have one because we decided.
I just said it.
Oh,
earlier.
Did you?
It's like it was just as bad as you're gonna listen anyway.
Well, Michael B. Jordan lied to us, so we can't use that one anymore.
It was like this is a show. It was a Canadian accent. I said something by accident.
Oh, I don't
One
remember.
of us is gonna have to listen to this episode. So we can.
I probably will. I'm in my car a lot.
It's a show.
It's a show.
This is a show.
It's a show.
It's a show now.
All right. Bye, everybody.
I think that's what it was.